Hello everybody, CrackedyHere here, and today I will be bringing you another build order for the Byzantines, one of the 6 new civilizations coming to Age of Empires 4 with the Sultans Ascent expansion, which actually launched today on the 14th of November. This is a very interesting and a little bit of a funny build order. We're starting off one of our villagers, immediately building our cistern. Next villager, or rather the first villager produced from our town center, is immediately going to be building our mining camp on gold. Now in this build order, starting off with the cistern, you want to ideally have it in range of your berry bushes as well as one of your wood lines, and most importantly, your sheep under your starting town center. Having the gold in range of it in this particular build order is not very important. Now, once the villager finishes the cistern and the house, we're going to be sending him over to our gold vein and be rallying villagers non-stop over to sheep for now until we age up. Now, I feel like I have to put a little bit of a disclaimer to this build order, because this is not a build order that you can really get away with in most scenarios. It's very niche. It's more like a, do not try this in every single one of your games. Maybe try it in some games where you know that you won't be harassed early on and you want to try some different timings for like different pushes on your opponent. But this is more like a build order that you would probably pick against a civilization that also wants to go for like a really fast castle age like the HRE. Reason being is that the Byzantines, they get a 5th unique resource. It's going to be olive oil. And their feudal age landmark, the Grand Winery, also acts as a monastery. Now, what you can do with this kind of combination is you can actually sell olive oil at your market, which can become really, really interesting. There's some very unique, potential there for that, and we'll be trying that out this time around. So we're going to have our 2 villagers over here on our gold mine. Once we reach 3,900 gold in that gold vein, we're going to be pulling those villagers off and rallying them onto our sheep over here. Once we get enough resources to age up, we'll be taking 4 of our villagers and build our Grand Winery roughly around here. There we go. Grand Winery is going to be going up now, being built by 4 villagers. We're sending our 2 villagers from gold back over to our sheep. Right now, we are currently sitting on 9 villagers on food. And we're gonna be going up to 10 villagers on food. And once we've got 10 villagers on food, we're gonna be sending our first couple of villagers over to wood, because we will need some buildings here. In the end, we're currently 14 out of 20 pop. At some point, we're gonna need to gather wood for houses, and as such, we're gonna be setting our next rally point once we have 10 villagers on food over to our wood line over here. The wood line that we've got the cistern in range of. That way, all our wood gathering is going to be boosted by an additional 5%. With this build order, you can get a really, really competitive age-up timing when compared to the HRE or the Order of the Dragon, which sometimes also want to go for like a really, really fast castle age kind of build. The castle age timings that I've gotten here so far are roughly 6 minutes 20 is when you click the age up. And when you age with 10 villagers, as I do here, you will be aging up to castle age by roughly 7 minutes and 20 seconds. With that, you'll also immediately have a barracks up. You'll be able to immediately pump out the Varangian Guard. You're going to be going up with the Cistern of the Hill. That way you will have a second Cistern, boosting your military production speed by 40% instead of just 20%. And you'll also have enough resource to immediately produce a monk from your Grand Winery. Once the Grand Winery gets close to completed, we'll be pulling all of our villagers over to our berry bushes. There we go. And with that, we will now be able to start collecting olive oil. Now, the reason why we go for the Grand Winery is that this landmark actually boosts the amount of resource, the amount of olive oil that you get from each berry bush. So by default, you get 50% olive oil out of a berry bush. So a berry bush usually has 250 berries, or rather 250 food in it. So you will be getting 125 olive oil out of that. Now the Grand Winery boosts that by an additional 60%. So instead of only getting 50% olive oil, you'll be getting a total of 80%. So what that means is that out of 6 berry bushes, instead of only getting 750 olive oil, instead you will be getting 1200 olive oil. And you can sell all of that olive oil to get a really, really fast age-up timing. And all of this, we went up to 4 villagers on our wood line. After that, villagers are just going to get rallied over to our berry bushes. I will also be building a mill here in a little bit, just to be a little bit more efficient with that. I probably built the mill a little bit too late. You should build it a little bit earlier, roughly about now, so the mill is actually completed once those villagers do go onto these last couple berry bushes. And at this point in time, you could also pull some sneaky shenanigans on your opponent, like try to build a mercenary house, maybe. Make it seem that maybe you're just on the berry bushes to get some really, really quick mercenary timing. You don't want to immediately build your market, because that kind of paragraphs to your opponent what exactly it is that you're going for. So you don't want to build that market immediately. You can take your time roughly until you're at like 900, 1000 food. You'll have enough time to build that market and sell all of your resources. Right now, we're currently sitting on roughly 700 olive oil. We're going to be getting more and more of that olive oil in. Food-wise, we're also getting close to our 1200 food that we need for age up. And this market, because Byzantines also generate stone, depending on how large a building is, this market actually gives us 32 stone. So right now we're over 100 stone, and we can actually sell all of our stone as well to get an additional boost of gold right now. And now we're selling all of our olive oil, and with that, we actually have enough gold to age up without a single villager gathering gold after feudal age. And now we can go up with the Cistern of the Hill. This is a very, very nice landmark for when you go for like a fast castle age and you immediately produce these high value units. Because with that, you get the ability to get the Pilgrim Flasks, which heal your unit automatically. You can toggle it automatically on by 25 health every second for 10 seconds, for a duration of 10 seconds. These Pilgrim Flasks regenerate as well. 45, every 45 seconds, the Pilgrim Flask refreshes itself. And once your unit reaches low health, it will automatically activate. We'll also be building a barracks here. Get that barracks up and be able to immediately make those Varangian Guards. Should have probably pulled another villager here, just because my age up timing is really quickly here. I didn't think it would be this quick here, so the barracks is actually a little bit late. With that, after I'm done with the berry bushes here, I'll be sending my villagers back onto my sheep. These villagers here, since they are in the influence of the cistern, I will just be having them out here on the next food resource, which in this case are the deer forward. And we'll immediately have the resource to not just produce a monk, because we're continuously selling our olive oil that we're getting, as well as have the gold to spam out these Varangian Guards. So we can just non-stop produce these Varangian Guards, and you'll be seeing in just a little bit just how insane these Varangian Guards are in combination with the Cistern of the Hill when your opponent is still in the feudal age. Now, don't do this build order against just about any civilization. If you do it against Jeanne d'Arc, which has knights early on, you shouldn't be surprised at losing your Varangian Guards there. Their knights, even in feudal age, they can kill Varangian Guards. I also wouldn't do this against Zhuji's Legacy or China, just because they have access to Zhugunu, and the Varangian Guard actually has a lot less health than a normal man-at-arm. And max health is probably the best stat to have against Zhugunu, and having less max health just makes these a little bit weaker against Zhugunu. But yeah, now you can see, we'll be able to just about immediately dive a town center, even without the armor upgrade here. We'll be able to hit onto these villagers. Now the Varangian Guard actually does a little bit more damage than a normal man-at-arms, so you do have that going for yourself. Now, I forgot to toggle it on automatically, so I'll just do it manually here. The Pilgrim Flask, you just drink that flask, and with that, the health of your Varangian Guard just immediately shoots up back to full. It's 25 health every second. You'll be able to completely out-heal a TC firing on your Varangian Guard. You got the 4 ranged armor as well. You don't even have to immediately upgrade that to +5 in order to be able to dive TCs for a very, very prolonged period of time. And you'll be able to force a lot of idle time. From here on out, there are plenty of ways that you can follow up with. You can go for potentially your own secondary TC behind it. I'm just gathering up the relics here right now. I'm putting them in the Grand Winery right now just because I don't have another monastery. You'll later on be able to put them in a monastery, just because putting relics inside the Grand Winery generates olive oil instead of gold. And gold, in theory, is just a better resource to have early on. And throughout the entire game as well. You'll be getting olive oil plenty enough from berry bushes as well as your olive groves later on in this game. With that said, that is my build order. It is a very fun build order, I gotta say. I'm a little bit surprised with just how quickly of a timing you can get out of that. And yeah, once again, disclaimer, don't just try this on anyone. It's a very niche build order. This is mostly just a be aware that this exists rather than just try it on a regular basis. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to like, subscribe, and share the content around. Maybe even follow me on Twitch, where I'll be streaming a lot with the DLC now being released. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.